The world's sexiest athlete, Alica Schmidt's Olympic debut takes an unfortunate turn, but not for us fellas. Track and field star Alica Schmidt, who is commonly referred to as the world's sexiest athlete, probably didn't envision her Olympic debut turning out quite like this. The 22-year-old God damn it. German was set to compete for her first Olympic medal in the women's 4x400 mixed relay on Saturday night, but she didn't see any action. I bet you she did. But anyways, back on the track. Because the German mixed team was disqualified for making contact with the Jamaican team. Boo! I'm just joking. Schmidt still could be selected by Germany for the women's 4x400 relay on Friday. I definitely hope so, because we need a little pick-me-up at the end of the weekend. Moving right along, the little team that could. You remember the men's basketball team for the United States, filled with all of those young up-and-comers like Kevin Durant, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum, Devin Booker, and all those other just young upstarts. Barely squeaked out a win against Spain. And to be fair, Spain's probably one of the tougher teams that are out there. They're still littered with current and former NBA players, and Ricky Rubio played his absolute dick off during this performance, and the US just snuck by Spain, and you know what? They're going to coast into the semifinals, which is, you know what, probably good from a competitive standpoint, because you always like to see at the Olympics the best teams in the best position to achieve. Now, I've said my piece on the men's basketball team in the NBA at large, but Kevin Durant is kind of secretly based, so you know what, not going to be too hard on him, and he put in a decent performance, okay? And this is mostly going to be uplifting stuff, because a lot of people also, well, just kind of bit the curb. Team USA advanced to the semifinals in Tokyo Olympics on Tuesday, defeating Spain and men's basketball in a close match. The Americans fell behind in the first quarter. Of course they do. They lost to fucking France, who has good players. Rudy Gobert's on the team, but Spain's a little bit deeper, so not unexpected. But won the next three splits. Yeah, makes sense. Finishing 95-81. A little too close for comfort, okay? I remember the days back in the Dream Team where they were blowing motherfuckers out by 40 points, and then the Redeem Team after they lost in Sydney, they were equally blowing people out. That's mostly because they loaded up with every talented person in the world, as well as the young upstarts from the 2004 draft. So, you know what? It was a different time. Kevin Durant led the Americans with 29 points on 10 of 17 shooting. Pretty decent. Jason Tatum added 13, and Drew Holiday, who is fresh off of a NBA Finals victory, chipped in 12. Devin Booker contributed 9 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists. Pretty decent stat line. And Team USA overcame Ricky Rubio's 38 fucking points, the most ever scored against the American men's team in Olympic competition. It's mostly because if you take a look at the roster that's out there for the United States men's team, defense, they left that back stateside. There's nobody there who's even remotely a upper echelon defender. But then again, you could also say that about the entire league at this point. So again, they're going to be taking on, the winner of France and Slovenia, which I would have to say France probably has the edge on that one, so we're going to get a rematch of that. And then Argentina and Australia, who Australia ended up beating the brakes off of the United States team in pre-tournament competitions, so could be interesting. It could be the two teams that beat the United States national team in order for them to come back and take the gold, potentially, or maybe even play in the gold medal game. Do they end up with a fate just like the women's national soccer team? Who knows? Who knows? Give them a little bit more leeway, because you know what? There are some good players who aren't woke that are on that team, but then at the same time, they all play for the NBA and still wear those stupid t-shirts and still put political messages on the back of their jerseys. So, you know what? You take one, you take the other, and the entire arena collapsed. I don't think you'd be losing anybody significant. Anyways, speaking of which, yuck. Simone Biles, yes, she came back. She completed the hero's journey. She came back and she took bronze. And she's, I don't know, out there parading like that fucking meme that's out there. The guy who's just going in an over-exaggerated celebration only to be taking home the bronze. It's very funny. You kind of got to be there. But anyways, yeah, she wins bronze on the beam after returning to the Olympics following health concerns. She won bronze. She had a lot of time off. She could have been visualizing her routine. She wouldn't have any of the wear and tear of the other athletes in the competition. But yeah, she took home bronze. And don't worry, she'll probably be the fucking flag bearer at the end of the end of all the competition anyways, because she was just so stunning and brave to overcome everything that she has in order to take home that bronze. And her team won her a silver as well, so she goes home not empty-handed. You know what? If you want to actually be the GOAT, like you self-proclaim yourself to be, come back in 2028, or 2024 rather, sorry. Fucking do something of note. But based on her current conditions and how much money she's pulling in, yeah, I don't think she's terribly incentivized on that. American gymnast Simone Biles took bronze on the balance beam competition after returning to the Tokyo Olympics on Tuesday. The 24-year-old superstar, who won 4 gold medals in 2016 during the Games in Rio de Janeiro, withdrew last week after she announced concerns over her mental health. Simone Biles has now entered her 7th career medal after scoring a strong 14 even. On Tuesday, she had previously won a bronze medal on the balance beam during the 2016 Olympics, so she matched her output. Congratulations. Way to improve, you old bitch. She finished behind Guan Chen and Tang Jiang, both from China. You don't say. Who took home silver and gold medals. Chen won gold with 14.633, and the 18-year-old teammate took home silver with 14.233. Not entirely sure how the entire point scoring process goes in gymnastics because I am not a pederast. It looks like, yeah, the gap between gold and bronze, pretty steep. Pretty fucking steep. But don't worry, she had an excuse. Of course she did. It's a fucking day that ends in Y. Simone Biles reveals dramatic family tragedy after the Olympic return. Yeah. Her fucking cousin's puppy died. No, it's a little bit more personal, but not a whole hell of a lot. Simone Biles prevailed with a bronze medal on the balance beam Olympics on Tuesday after the U.S. gymnastics star not only battled through a strain on her mental health and a case of the twisties. She hasn't proclaimed that. That's just the media saying, oh, maybe she's suffering from twisties. What are twisties exactly? Well, this is what she could have had, so therefore she has twisties. But the recent death of her aunt. Oh, no. But she was given up by her mother, and then her grandparents raised her. So where does the aunt play into this? Asking questions. It was already an eventful trip to Tokyo for Biles, who made it all about herself and continues to do so. It wasn't easy pulling out of all of those competitions. I'm sure it wasn't. No, definitely. 100%. I completely agree. Told reporters, per The Guardian. Speaking of The Guardian. Ugh. People thought it was easy, but I was physically and mentally was not in the right headspace and didn't want to jeopardize my health and my safety because at the end of the day, it's not worth it. Yeah, because the rest of the people who competed in those athletic endeavors definitely weren't putting their physical and mental health on the line, because we all have never seen anybody fucking biting shit off of the triple jump or a floor routine by smacking their fucking dome off the ground. But no, you already won all your medals that you're going to be lauded for, and then you came back and you took home bronze, and that's terrific. And what a home you do get to take it home to. Inside Simone Biles' Houston home that's fit for an Olympian. Okay, somebody who's in amateur athletics has like a multi-million-dollar mansion. Can you tell me how that works? And can you tell me how just absolutely grief-stricken she looks in some of these photos? I know these could be taken at different times and they're probably taken later, but it also looks like she only has one pose, and it's she's an attractive girl. What else can I say? Simone Biles is taking her bronze Olympic medal home to Texas, and what a home. And she lives in Texas. Sweet. The 24-year-old gymnast purchased an almost 4,000 square foot home in North Houston, Texas last year. Why would you, if you had that much money and you lived in Texas, why would you go to Houston? The Houston Chronicle reported in July 2020 when the Summer Olympics were originally scheduled. The home has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, according to property records, and a pool Biles had installed after she moved in, according to the Chronicle. That's probably where she does all of her recovery work. But to be honest, I would love to have a pool, so. The new construction home has wood and tile floors, a media room, and her insta-famous French bulldogs Lilo and Rambo. Again, I have a dick and balls and not a cunt, so I don't really care what kind of a fucking dog she has. The stucco home, which I don't really care about the rest of this, but obviously, yeah, she has 2 moves when it comes to taking a selfie. It's either head behind the hair and like, oh my god, I don't even know what I'm doing here, or just flipping around and showing her gymnast ass, but To be fair, why not? Why not? And moving on, because who gives a shit? And Gwen Berry fails to medal at the Olympics. What did we say yesterday? She could barely pull out a third-place victory in the pre-competition U.S. meet, and yeah, she got the brakes beat off of her. Gwen Berry, a U.S. Olympic hammer thrower and most of the time activist who turned away from the American flag during the playing of the national anthem, failed to medal during finals on Tuesday. You don't say. According to the New York Post, Berry finished in 11th place out of 12. Let's all take a moment. You suck. Registering a distance of 71.35 meters. I've never participated in the hammer throw, and I'm sure that is pretty spectacular nonetheless, but play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, and I don't know what you get for 11th other than a free plane ticket home. And we're going to wrap it up with this because, like I said, we're going to be talking about a whole bunch of feel-good stories today because there was somebody who's actually proud, get this one, won a gold medal for the U.S. Olympics team and fucking loves America. It's weird in the year 2021, but these things happened and they need to be celebrated when they do happen. Mensah-Stock caps debut with women's freestyle gold. World champion Tamyra Mensah-Stock capped her Olympic debut, my mistake, with a gold medal in women's freestyle lightweight category on Tuesday. Light heavyweight, sorry. She's a strong girl. To become only the second women's champion from the United States, Mensah-Stock completed, my mistake, I'm a slight retard, a stunning run in Tokyo by defeating Nigerian veteran Blessing Obradudu. Don't laugh. 4-1 in a final. The 21-year-old American overpowered Rio's 2016 champion Sarah Dosho of Japan and Ukraine's 2018 world champion Alla Sherekasova en route to a final before coming through her toughest test against 10-time African champion Obradudu. Whoa. What a fucking... what a real challenge. He had to go up against the reigning defending gold medal champion. Then he got to go after some big old fucking Eastern Bloc bitch. And then he got to go after the 10-time, decade-long African champion. And then you won. It feels amazing. I'm trying not to cry, Mensah-Stock told reporters. I want to go and hide in a room, but people keep pushing me to places. It's a dream come true. I know from the beginning that I could be an Olympic champion. It was a scary thought, but I knew it was achievable, Mensah-Stock. On the scoreboard first with a takedown when she spun behind the 32-year-old Obradudu. Still funny. Who reversed immediately to make it 2-1. The American made another takedown with a leg attack to go up 4-1. The 2016 freestyle bantamweight champion Helen Marlewis is the only other American woman to win an Olympic gold in wrestling. Then she went on probably the most patriotic rant that you're going to see at least at this Olympics right now because, yeah, she was very happy. She was incredibly happy about her performance in the country that gave her the opportunity to pursue said opportunity. So that's how we're going to close this one out.
Of course I surprise myself. It's by the grace of God I'm able to even move my feet. Like, I just leave it in his hands, and I pray that all the practice, that the hell that my freaking coaches put me through pays off. And every single time it does. And I get better and better. And it's so weird that there is no cap to the limit that I can do. And I'm excited to see what I have next.
Last question for you. That American flag around your shoulders looks pretty good. How does that feel to represent your country like this?
It feels amazing. I love representing the U.S. I freaking love living there. I love it. And I'm so happy I get to represent USA. Love it.
Well said. Congratulations. Enjoy that gold. And we'll see you out there on the podium, okay?
Thank you. I'll try not to cry, but no promises.
I don't know, guys. I think that's awesome. Hopefully you do as well, and I think that's a great way to wrap things up. I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.